What's up, everyone? Mr. Octogonal here from Octogonal Gaming. Now we're back with the Octogonal podcast. I believe this is number 9 or 10. I want to say number 9. I'm not entirely sure, but today we're going to be talking about the World Series. So the World Series will be starting tomorrow, and representing the NL is the Los Angeles Dodgers, and representing the AL is the Houston Astros. And to be honest, throughout the course of this season, I think these are the two best teams in baseball. I think they're the most deserving teams. You guys can disagree. The Indians have a better record than the Astros, but the Indians were only really red hot at the end of the year. After the All-Star break, they were winning their division, but that's because their division's trash. I mean, I'm a Tigers fan, so yeah, we're one of the main culprits of why our division is so trash. Because we sucked this year. It's gonna be rough being a Tigers fan for the next 5 years. But anyway. So let's talk about the Dodgers first. The Dodgers have been the best team in the league this year. Not much else to say about that. They've been red hot the whole year. They did go on a losing streak towards the end of the season, which was not pretty, but they still won over 100 games and have the best record in the league. I want to say they were 103-59. I think that's what they were, which is really good. If you guys saw my MLB predictions, you may know that some goat nailed the Dodgers winning 100 games. That would be moi. I didn't think they'd win the World Series. I think I had the Red Sox beating the Cubs, and they both made the playoffs. So there goes me. At least I didn't choose like the Tigers and the Giants, because then I'd be stupid. But anyway, the Dodgers really have everything going for them. They have a very solid pitching rotation, led by, of course, Clayton Kershaw, who normally struggling in the playoffs, but this year he's really humped over the edge. So if he will, then hopefully his buddy Matthew Stafford can too, because Stafford hasn't won a playoff game, but he will, probably not. But let a Lions fan dream, right? And with him, they have a solid pitching rotation. Let me look at their rotation, because, oh wait, no, they have Yu Darvish, yeah. Yu Darvish, who they got at the trade deadline, he's a very, very solid pitcher. He hasn't done that well at the Dodgers, though, but they also have a great lineup. I have no clue if Corey Seager's playing. He did not play in the NLDS. But they have players like Justin Turner and Yasiel Puig. Though Puig's not great. Cody Bellinger. Chris Taylor in the outfield. He's actually really solid. Kike was really good last game. Kike Hernandez. Who's there? Oh, is Jock on the roster? I don't know if Jock Peterson's on the roster. Let me look at the Dodgers depth chart for a second, and I'll be right back. I'm on ESPN looking for the Dodgers depth chart, and apparently Houston is now favored in the World Series. I don't know. I don't think they're doing like the World Series by the All-Star, like the home field advantage by the All-Star game anymore. So I do believe the Dodgers do have home field advantage. If they did do that, then the Astros would, because the AL wins it like every year, and I'm pretty sure they won it last year too. But I have their depth chart, Grandal, Bellinger, Logan Forsythe, Corey Seager, of course. I do think he's going to play because it's the World Series. Turner, I said. Taylor, I said. Puig, I said. So pretty much the big names. And their rotation, it only has 4 pitchers, apparently. Clayton Kershaw, Yu Darvish, Alex Wood, and Rich Hill. Rich Hill is an old man, but he's still a really, really solid pitcher. I believe he's pitching game 2, so I do think he can definitely get the job done. And it's hard to pick against the Dodgers. They've been the best and pretty much the most consistent team in the majors this year. And they've only lost 1 playoff game so far. They have rest. Unlike the Astros, they've rested for like a week. Because they beat the Cubs in 5 games. The Astros had to go to 7 games versus the Yankees. Now we have representing the AL, the Houston Astros. And I'm definitely rooting for the Astros in the series. I really like the Dodgers, don't get me wrong. But I'm a huge Tigers fan, as I said earlier, and I love Justin Verlander, and I really want him to get that World Series ring that he's been grinding for in Detroit, and that he never got, and that he deserves. Justin Verlander is a phenomenal, phenomenal player, and he deserves to win a World Series ring. And I really like Jose Altuve, too. He's one of my favorite players in baseball, no doubt. So now the Houston Astros. If you look at their rotation, I think the Astros do have a slight edge over the Dodgers in rotation. Dallas Keuchel is worse than Clayton Kershaw. Don't get me wrong, Clayton Kershaw is the best pitcher in the league, but Keuchel is at worst a top 10 starting pitcher, maybe even top 5. They also, of course, have Justin Verlander, who ever since the Astros picked them up, He has been lights out. Every game he's pitched in, they've won. I think his ERA with them is like barely over 1, which is incredible. And they also have Lance McCullers and Charlie Morton. Lance McCullers is a solid young pitcher, pretty good. And Charlie Morton shut out the Astros Game 7 of the ALCS, so you got to give them that. And hitting-wise, Brian McCann, I do think they have the slight edge at catcher. So the Astros are up. Here's this. I'm going to give each team a point value. That's how I'm going to pick for World Series, because I have no clue. Starting rotation goes to the Astros. The Astros are up 2-0. Bullpen goes to the Dodgers. I think Kenley Jansen's the best reliever in the league. They also have other good relievers like Luis Avilan. So that's 2 points for the Dodgers. Now, every position is 1 point. Catcher, Yasmani Grandal, Brian McCann. I think Brian McCann's just a tad better for the Houston Astros. 2-1. Or 3-2. Yulieski Gurriel, Cody Bellinger. Pretty simple. So it's 3-all. At second base, we have Logan Forsythe and Jose Altuve. Pretty easy. Jose Altuve for the Astros, so it's 4-3. And Carlos Correa or Corey Seager, whoever's going to play at shortstop. If Corey Seager is playing, I'm still going to pick Correa anyway. I think Corey Seager is a tad better than Carlos Correa, but first of all, he might not even play. I do think it's pretty clear that he will play because it's the World Series. And I think he's their best player ever from Kershaw. But even if he is a little, rusty, I do think Correa is better. Third base, Alex Bregman or Justin Turner. Alex Bregman's a very solid young player, but I got to give it to Turner. So the score is now 5-4 Astros. In the outfield, George Springer is definitely the best out of these outfielders. Let me look at Marlon Gonzalez's stats at left field, because honestly, outfield's like a toss-up. Because I feel like the Dodgers have better depth. Puig and Chris Taylor are really good. So Marlon Gonzalez actually balled out this year. Outfield will be worth 3 points. And Josh Reddick hit .314. So I'd say the Astros have the better outfield. So if you look at it, the Astros stack up better against the Dodgers. But there's plenty going for the Dodgers. They have home field advantage. They're rested, which are two big components. They've rested longer than the Astros. They've rested for a week. So they have all the energy in the world. And they have home field advantage. They're going to play home during Game 7. If there is a Game 7, Astros will be home Games 3, 4, and 5. Dodgers will be home for rest. Of course, if there is a Game 5, 6, and 7, which I think this series very well might go to 7 games. I think these two teams stack up very similarly, and I have no clue who I'm going to pick. So I'm gonna think about it. And I'm going to tell you guys who I'm picking. In the end, I am picking the Los Angeles Dodgers to win it. I'm going to pick them to win it in 7 games. I don't like picking series to go in 7 games because that just seems too easy or too obvious. But honestly, these two teams pretty much have the same skill level. I think it's just going to come down to home field and rest. And both of those go to the Dodgers. So with that, I'm picking the Dodgers. I'm cool if the Dodgers win. As I said, I'm rooting for the Astros. But I like the Dodgers a lot. I love to see them win a World Series. However, the Astros have never won a World Series. I was looking at some chart. The Dodgers have made it 19 times and have won 6 World Series. The Astros have only made it twice and have won neither time. So this is only their 3rd World Series. They did recently make it back in 2005 when they played the White Sox. I think the White Sox won it. That was when the Astros were in the NL. If you guys didn't know, the Astros were in the NL. They moved to the AL 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago. Because the NL Central had 6 teams, and that was the Astros. And the Astros, 5-6 years ago, they sucked. They were winning 55, 56 games. They moved to the ALS. They got a new logo. They started improving, and now they're in the World Series. So it's kind of like a Cinderella story. And the Dodgers have been good for a while. So I'm rooting for the Astros. The Dodgers generally suck in the postseason, except for this year. And I think that except for this year will, stay except for this year. I think the Dodgers will win the World Series. I think your World Series MVP. This is hard. I'm going to give it to Chris Taylor. Extremely underrated outfielder. No one really knows him. I'm going to give it to him. I'm not saying he's their best player. Obviously, Kershaw is their best player. And obviously, it's more likely to go Seager or Turner or Bellinger or even Yasiel Puig. So, if you guys enjoyed, tell me who you think will win the World Series. Tell me who you're rooting for in the World Series in the comments below. I'm super excited for this World Series. It's going to be super exciting. I'm out. Peace.